Tottenham fan George is here with us right now. What are you saying, bro?
Deflated, dejected, just poor performance all round, man. Look, the first thing we need to highlight, I know you guys have been trying to go in as much as you can, Terry, especially you, as your good old mate has said, you're not a big fan of us. And tonight, you won the battle. You won the battle. But I'm very confident that we're going to win the war. You can take this win. I know I'm pretty confident we're going to finish above you. But to go back to the game, it has been poor. It wasn't good. No good performances all round. Hugo Lloris, the captain, he was an amazing tonight. You could have been 3 or 4 without him. But apart from him, Romero, Dyer, Kane, Benzema, Basuma, there's just a host of players that were just poor all round. So it needed to be better. It needed to be a lot better today. Yeah, man, it's just it's hard to even speak on the performance because for me, I expected a lot more. We played the 3-5-2, and I thought having that balance in midfield, we were gonna be able to avoid ourselves when being crowded out. But you saw for what 60, 70 minutes of the game, we couldn't get out of our half. You guys just peppered us and just pressed us very similar into the way that Arsenal did, and we couldn't do much. Definitely massive misses for Richarlison and Kulu. I don't want to slide it and make an excuse, but we have to acknowledge that we are missing 2 of our main attacking threats. And playing with the 3-4-3, we didn't have much going forward. Every time we got on the ball, Kane, yes, Lissandro did pocket him, but Kane didn't have no options every time we were on the attack. So it was hard for us to play, but yeah, man, it was just bad all round. I do think that you guys did play well. You created a few chances, especially in the second half. Definitely got a bit better, but yeah, we gave you far too much space on the edge of the box and far too many opportunities.
Question for you. I've seen a lot of Tottenham fans online angry at Conte, his style of football. What's your response?
I don't get that. Honestly, I don't get what people expected Conte to do today. We're missing our 2 main right wingers in Richarlison and Kulu. We went to the 3-5-2, in which you would have seen a host of Tottenham fans have been calling out for weeks to play 3-5-2, 3-5-2, and that's the way we play. We went into the game in the first 10 minutes. You can see we actually started off pretty well. We started to open you guys up a few times, but of course, in typical Tottenham fashion, once a team starts putting a lot of pressure, we do sit in tight, and it looks like we get a bit scared and we can't come out of the box. So for me, I ain't really got a problem with Conte's ball. When we have our full team, we play a bit better. But yeah, I don't feel like there was much more Conte could have done today. This is on the players, because every time we got on the ball, it was poor individual performances for me, and the distribution was horrible. The players couldn't find their feet and they couldn't make the right passes. So for me, it's all on the players, not Conte.
That's fair play, mate. You know, it's good to see you sticking up for your team on the terrace as well, my friend. I was told it's good to see. I know you're disappointed and deflated. I'm not going to banter you too much because you haven't really given me much crap this year as a United fan. But listen, I still agree with you. I still think you're going to finish above us in the league this year. I do. That's why I'm going to bask in the glory tonight and just enjoy myself. Do you know what I mean? Because
you have to.
It is what it is. George, thanks for coming on, mate, and having your say. I appreciate it, bro. Up next, we're taking a call from young Daniel. He's a Spurs fan. I think he predicted yesterday or tweeted me today 6-1 Spurs or something along those lines.
That was years ago.
What are you saying, bro?
Listen, I'm in the mud. Yeah. I mean, going on the performance, 28 shots. 28 shots is disgraceful. But what I was most embarrassed about this performance is the fact that after conceding a goal, we didn't go at Man United. We let them come at us. When they scored the first goal, when you guys scored the first goal, Man United, it looked like you guys were 1-0 down. You guys were chasing a goal. There was no ambition. The mentality was the problem today. Terrible. And if you're blaming Antonio Conte, personally for me, he made one mistake, and that was starting Perisic over Sessegnon. Anthony is a quality player. You cannot play an old man against Anthony. Sessegnon should have played today. But other than that, I mean, if you want to see midfield 2 and 3 up top, who are we going to play in the right wing? We don't have a right winger. Kulusevski and Richarlison are injured. What are we going to do? Play a centre back at right wing? Like, come on. Fans need to wake up and stop saying Conte out, please, man. If you want, this one game is not based in anything this season. Come on, it's one game. If you were ever saying a title race, which I was not saying, and now because of this game, you're saying, oh, no title race, that's a little bit reactionary. And that's what a lot of Spurs fans are, is reactionary. If you're saying Conte out, you are reactionary. Terrible performance. Probably the most disgraceful performance we've had under Antonio Conte. But looking at the overall picture of the season, if you predicted a title race, then you should stick to that prediction because this one game should not change your prediction.
What was your score prediction? I just want to go back to that, bro.
Terry, you talk a lot about banter. That was banter. Like my actual score prediction was 3-1 to Spurs.
I know it was banter, mate. I know it was only a joke, my friend. No, I get that. And listen, I agree with you. I think Spurs fans calling out Antonio. This is the irony. I state that I think a lot of Spurs fans will turn on him. That isn't because I want it to happen as a football fan. I think Spurs fans turning on Antonio Conte are stupid because he's the best manager your club has had since Bill Nicholson.
Yeah.
Never, in my opinion, if he leaves at the end of this season because your club lacks ambition, you ain't getting a better manager than him.
100%. And the fans saying Pochettino, just...
Poch ain't better than him. Poch ain't won anything.
Mate, Terry, if you've actually gone on Spurs Twitter, like, and the thing is that this is the stupidity on the fans that's saying Conte out. We've been to like 3 managers in the space of 3 seasons, but the fans don't realize that the problem is the players. So you're just gonna stupidity, idiotic is not noticing that you're making the same mistake over and over and over again, and just continuing to make it and expecting different results. Come on. Like, you have to at one point notice that this ain't the managers. I understand Nuno is a terrible manager. He should have never been appointed. But this is not on Conte. Yes, sometimes he can make a mistake. But if you're saying Conte out, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and think about it. Think about everything again, mate.
But listen, I get the frustration in your voice, and it's good to see someone backing their manager. There's no doubt about that. Dan, really appreciate you coming on, mate, and having your say and back in Tottenham tonight. And we'll speak again soon, bro. Sanochi. You're on mute, brother. Unmute your line. You're just like Tottenham's attack tonight.
Sorry. Yeah, I'll let you enjoy that win tonight, but I have to push back a little bit, dude. I mean, come on. Like your comment just now about Basuma. You make it sound like as if it was Man United that stopped Tottenham. It's actually Tottenham that stopped themselves. The performances tonight were shocking, mate. They were, come on. Even by like Romero was shocking tonight. Dyer was shocking tonight. Ben Davies, as much as I love the guy, when you got a player like Longley, not that Longley is amazing, but I think there's a couple of puzzling things that I would much rather, if Longley's fit, I would much rather Ben Davies. I mean, it's this whole argument again. We haven't come on yet. I mean, we're still in progress. And I agree about Conte. I think I want to defend Conte as well. The guy hasn't even been in the job for a year yet. In November, the guy's going to complete his first year. So some of these Tottenham fans that are calling for his head, it's a fact. I think you were talking about this a couple of days ago after the Everton win. Tottenham have had their best start ever to a Premier League season, in the history of since the Premier League was conceived. So, as you say, he's probably he's definitely the best manager that we've had since, like you say, Bill Nicholson.
Question for you.
And to be honest, the players had an absolute shocker tonight. I think I definitely agree. We're missing Richarlison and Kulusevski. He's, and this is not an excuse, but you got to admit, probably since last Christmas, we've had two transfer windows, and I would argue that Kulusevski was the best buy out of all of the players that we've brought in so far. I like Jess because she keeps it real and she's fair. But like people like Igal and stuff, he's going on and on. Sorry, Igal, but your manager, Mr. Super Arteta, had 3 years and £500 million to get to the place where he just got to. Don't forget, you had 2 8th finishes and a 5th finish. So Conte has just been in this job less than a year, and he's only had one and last Christmas half transfer window. Give the guy 3 years and £500 million, and let's see what he does.
Sorry, gotta pull you up there. You don't have 3 years with Conte. You brought him in to win you trophies quick, fast, and in a hurry. I get what you're trying to say. You're trying to
compare apples with apples, Jess.
No, we're comparing apples to oranges because in reality, Tottenham and Arsenal are not on the same planet, and we both know that, right? Arsenal started and completely rebuilt. You guys have to get something out of Son and Kane now, and that's why you guys brought in Conte. So you don't need 3 years. You need to win something this season. And so don't you find it strange that you guys are not performing against the top 6? Does that not concern you?
To be honest, so when you say top six, so far we played Chelsea, obviously you guys. Chelsea, we always lose at Chelsea. You guys, we always lose at you guys. And United, at the end of the day, is still Manchester United and it's still Old Trafford.
Where does all the chess come from then? Before the games, before the matches, there's tons of chess. But if you guys always lose in these games, then why is there chess?
I wasn't one of those Tottenham fans. All I said was that this year, if we're up there, let's be honest, this is after 10 games, 11 games. Like, this is not April, this is not March. If these results were coming in this, we were in this situation, maybe I can understand. But there's a whole more than 2/3 of a season to go. There's a World Cup. And who knows how players are going to come back? Who knows what kind of transfer is going to happen at Christmas? So there's still a lot of season to go. I mean, people are sort of starting writing people off and teams off. I don't agree.
Right? Can I ask you a question, bro?
Yeah.
If it wasn't Man United that made you play badly, are you saying you bottled it?
I wouldn't say, I don't think it was a bottle. It's just like every team has, teams can have a nightmare. I mean, didn't City draw against West Ham? They drew against earlier in the season.
A nightmare tonight. I mean, you didn't create a chance. You couldn't pass a ball. You got pressed off the pitch.
No, I mean, no, it was shocking. Like the performances were shocking. And United, United had a good game. I think. Don't misunderstand me. United did have a good game, and obviously plays. Even like Rashford had a good game. Rashford was really good tonight, I thought. And he's one of the players that gets a lot of criticisms from United fans, right? So